Welcome to Let's Talk English Podcast. Learn English with podcast.
Today, we're shifting the focus from productivity to something even more essential: our bodies, the very place we live each day. Evan, why do you think people forget that their body is their real home, not their apartment or job?
Great question, Aaron. I think it's because we're surrounded by reminders to care for our possessions, our phones, cars, or homes. But our bodies are always there in the background, so it's easy to overlook them until something goes wrong. The irony is, while we can replace things, we only get one body for life.
That's so true. It's almost like we treat our bodies like an old house we hope will last. Even if the roof leaks, we patch things up instead of truly repairing them. Why do you think we tend to ignore the maintenance our bodies need?
Honestly, I believe it's partly cultural. We praise pushing through exhaustion and see rest as weakness. But just as a neglected house crumbles, a neglected body leads to burnout. Maybe it's time to rethink what self-care really means, starting with respect for our own foundation.
Let's lean into that. The idea that you only get one body there are no trade-ins. It's wild we upgrade our gadgets constantly but hesitate to invest in our health. What does this mean for how we live day to day?
It means every choice matters, even the small ones. Unlike your car or phone, you can't order a new body on a whim. Statistics show that neglecting health in your 30s can double your risk for chronic illness by your 50s. The earlier we start caring, the more resilient our home stays.
That's a powerful comparison. And if we keep ignoring the cracks, it doesn't just lead to tired muscles, it can cause breakdowns we never anticipated. Why do people delay caring for themselves until crisis hits?
Many people view self-care as optional or indulgent. But if you think about it, a small investment in maintenance prevents massive repair bills later, just like with a house. It's a mindset shift from crisis management to proactive care.
That brings us to a critical point. Most of us treat our bodies with punishment, not gratitude. We push through tiredness or restrict food as discipline. Why is gratitude a healthier approach?
Gratitude fundamentally changes our relationship with our body. Instead of seeing tiredness as weakness, we recognize it as a sign our body is working hard for us. Studies from positive psychology show that gratitude improves motivation and long-term well-being.
So rather than thinking, I hate how tired I feel, it's more helpful to say, my body has shown up for me nonstop. How does this reframe affect daily habits?
It encourages kindness over criticism. You start making choices that honor your body, like resting when needed or choosing nourishing foods. Over time, this leads to better physical and mental health.
Moving on, let's talk about food. For many, eating is tied to guilt or reward. I deserve this, or I need to make up for that. How does seeing food as fuel shift this perspective?
When you view food as fuel, you focus on what your body needs to function well, not just what tastes good in the moment. It's like choosing premium gas for a high-end car. If you fill your tank with junk, your energy and focus suffer. There's even research linking poor diet to lower cognitive performance.
That analogy really hits. And it's not about perfection, but about small, intentional choices. Can you give an example of how a simple swap can make a difference?
Absolutely. Swapping a sugary snack for a handful of nuts gives you sustained energy instead of a quick crash. Over a week, those little changes add up, improving mood and concentration.
Let's shift gears to movement. Many people see exercise as a penalty for unhealthy choices. How can we reframe movement as basic maintenance for our bodies?
Think of movement like brushing your teeth. You don't brush because you ate candy, you brush because it keeps your teeth healthy. Similarly, moving daily, whether it's stretching, walking, or dancing, keeps your joints and muscles in good working order.
I love that perspective. Even a short walk after dinner can be more revitalizing than an hour of screen time. Why is consistency more important than intensity here?
Because regular, moderate movement is what our bodies are designed for. Research shows that even 10 minutes of daily activity can lower stress and boost energy, while sporadic, intense workouts often lead to burnout or injury.
Now, let's talk about rest. Many equate rest with laziness, but science tells a different story. What happens when we treat rest as a strategic necessity instead of a weakness?
When we prioritize sleep and downtime, our bodies repair muscles, consolidate memories, and regulate hormones. Chronic sleep deprivation, on the other hand, impairs judgment and immunity. Rest isn't just a break, it's essential maintenance.
So skipping sleep is like trying to build a house on sand. It simply doesn't hold up. How can listeners start making rest a non-negotiable part of their routine?
Start by setting a consistent bedtime and creating calming rituals before sleep. Treat rest as you would any important meeting, schedule it, and protect it. Over time, you'll notice sharper focus and greater resilience.
Another overlooked topic is pain. Most people see pain as the enemy to be silenced. But what if we listen to it as a messenger instead?
Pain is your body's warning system. Ignoring it is like ignoring a car's check engine light. By addressing pain early, whether it's physical or emotional, you can often resolve issues before they become severe. Studies show early intervention leads to faster recovery.
That's insightful. Instead of masking pain with caffeine or painkillers, the goal is to tune in and respond constructively. How can someone develop a better relationship with their body's signals?
Regular check-ins help. Pause and notice how you feel each day. If you sense discomfort, ask yourself what your body needs: rest, movement, or maybe a change in routine. This proactive approach builds trust with your own body.
Let's explore the difference between routines and rituals. A routine can feel like a checklist, but rituals seem to bring intention and meaning. How does this subtle shift impact self-care?
Rituals transform ordinary acts into moments of care. Lighting a candle while brushing your teeth or savoring tea before bed signals to your brain that this time is special. Research shows that rituals, even small ones, increase feelings of control and reduce stress.
That's fascinating. So, by building a couple of meaningful rituals, you nurture your body instead of just managing it. What's an easy ritual someone could start today?
Try a 2-minute morning stretch with deep breaths or a mindful tea break in the evening. The key is to approach it with gratitude, turning maintenance into nourishment.
Many people separate body and mind, but science shows they're deeply connected. When one suffers, so does the other. Can you explain this interplay in simple terms?
Absolutely. The body and brain are a team. Poor nutrition or lack of movement can make your mind sluggish, while stress can make your body tense or even sick. Harvard studies show mind-body practices like mindfulness reduce both physical and mental symptoms.
So, taking care of your body boosts mental clarity, and caring for your mind leads to physical resilience. Can you give an example of how this teamwork looks in everyday life?
Sure, if you hydrate, eat well, and move regularly, you'll notice improved focus and mood. Likewise, practicing gratitude or stress management helps your immune system and digestion. Every small step lifts both parts together.
As we wrap up, let's talk about action. Many listeners might feel overwhelmed by the idea of transforming their self-care. How can small changes create a lasting impact?
Start with one tiny shift: drink an extra glass of water, take a 5-minute walk, or add a gratitude note to your day. Research from habit expert James Clear shows that these atomic habits compound over time, leading to major improvements.
That's encouraging. So, it's not about perfection, but about progress. How can listeners stay motivated when changes feel slow or invisible?
Celebrate every win, no matter how small. Tracking your progress, sharing with a friend, or using a journal can help reinforce new habits. Remember, small kindnesses towards yourself build a stronger, more resilient home over time.
Before we finish, it's time for Charlotte's vocabulary breakdown. Charlotte, can you help our listeners understand some of today's key words in context?
Of course. Let's start with foundation. It means the basic support everything depends on, like how good habits are the foundation of health. Gratitude is a feeling of thanks. When you thank your body for its effort, you practice gratitude.
That's helpful. What about sluggish and revitalize?
Sluggish describes a lack of energy, like how you feel after a heavy meal. Revitalize means to give new life or energy, like how a good night's sleep revitalizes your mind and body. Using these words helps you express self-care concepts more naturally.